Hello everybody, how's it going? Yesterday was the Met Gala, so many beautiful people graced the steps of the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art. So why not talk about it? But before I get talking, you know what to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. The theme of this year's Met Gala was Sleeping Beauty's reawakening fashion with the dress code of Garden of Time. So like every year, this year there were also co-chairs at the Met Gala, and they were Chris Hemsworth, J-Lo, Zendaya, and Bad Bunny. I have to start with Zendaya because she was in like this theatrical kind of camp piece by Maison Margiela, and as you can see, she brought it. From that hat to the netting to the blues and the greens, it was beautiful. She looked amazing from the front and the back, and her makeup was amazing. Zendaya can do no wrong, guys. Whatever red carpet she's on, she knows the assignment. And I know it's not just her. Her stylist, La Roche, kills it every single time. This girl is the new age movie star, guys. Like if Gen Z wanted a movie star, they can't get one any better than Zendaya. Now, because she's Zendaya and because she hadn't been at the Met for a few years, she didn't come with just one look. She had two looks. They couldn't have been any more different than they were. Now, this one is archival Givenchy. Alexander McQueen's headpiece over here. I feel like those are real roses. She looks Victorian and goth at the same time. Her makeup has changed. You know, she went from that purple eyeshadow to a completely nude look. Which look is better? I like the first look better, guys. So from Zendaya, we go to one of the male co-chairs, and he is none other than the God of Thunder. I'm talking about Chris Hemsworth. So here he is posing alongside his beautiful wife, Elsa. He is wearing Tom Ford. I have to say, Tom Ford makes really sexy suits, guys. There is nothing better than a guy in a Tom Ford suit. And Chris Hemsworth looks amazing. I mean, look at that wink. Is he winking at me? Is he winking at you? I don't know, but he looks great. I mean, if you look like Chris Hemsworth, you're gonna look great in anything you wear. But what did this have to do with the theme? Nothing. Like, it had nothing to do with the theme. So from Chris Hemsworth, we go to the next male co-chair, and he is Bad Bunny. He shows up in color. There's a little bit of dark blue going on. There's black. There's a red stripe. There's that hat going on, there's glasses going on, there's a black rose. So he is moody. He's coming with a whole different vibe than Chris Hemsworth, and he is wearing Maison Margiela. I actually thought he looked like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know what made me think of that, but I was getting those vibes from him. But at least he tried. At least he did something. Chris Hemsworth looked like he opened his closet doors, took out a suit, and wore it. Here it looks like Bad Bunny made an effort. And talking about effort, the next co-chair here is none other than J-Lo. It is textbook J-Lo. Okay, she's wearing Schiaparelli. Look at that golden color nude gown, guys. Like, if you have a body like J-Lo, you can wear this and get away with it. She is in her 50s and she has a body that can kill. If that is how someone looks like in their 50s, sign me up right now. Does this dress kill it? I mean, she looks fabulous. She has that classic J-Lo top knot. The baby hairs are showing. She has the makeup. She's glowing. She looks beautiful, but it's kind of like she could have worn this at any award function. When you picture J-Lo, this is what you get. Those were the four chairs. Now let's get to the others, guys. I have to start off with this one. She needs no introduction if you are Indian. So without further ado, Alia Bhatt, ladies and gentlemen, she is looking ethereal, okay? She is wearing a custom sari by Sabyasachi. Now the theme is timeless beauties, and guys, in India, there is nothing more timeless than a sari. I know people are giving her some flack, like she looks like she could be going to any wedding in India, but damn, guys, that is a fabulous sari, and she looks ethereal. Look at that makeup. Okay, she has a mang tikka in her hair. The hair is curled up. She has a beaded headband. Look at the veil. It just goes on and on and on. It's a beautiful color, guys. A garden theme. I mean, she kind of kills it. And if you are gonna bring her some hate, bring all of these people some hate. They took the theme very, very literally. There was hardly any color there. Only a few people came with a violet purple and like a red. Everyone else was in blush tones, nude tones, very soft and muted colors. So she fit the bill. And Sabyasachi, I love your stuff. Going from one Indian that you may not be so familiar with if you are not familiar with the world of Bollywood, here is another that you are familiar with if you're familiar with Hollywood, and that is Mindy Kaling. Mindy Kaling is wearing a custom Gaurav Gupta number. He is an Indian designer. Her look is sculptural. It looks like sand, like a nude color. It looks beautiful from the front and the back. This look is kind of reminiscent to what Aishwarya Rai Bachchan wore to Cannes like a few years ago. So yes, there are some similarities there, guys. That was the lavender number with like, I think, red lipstick, if I remember off the top of my head. Mindy Kaling has gone to a nude route. Like, she has never looked better. That hourglass figure, like, she looks great. But here is another woman of Indian descent who completely killed it. I had no idea who she was at the beginning of this Met Gala, but by the end of it, I was scrolling through her Instagram, like, this girl and her looks. She is Mona Patel. Look at this dress. I mean, come on. It is beautiful. It is a custom dress by Iris Van Herpen. If you're wondering why, this girl slayed it so hard, it's because her stylist was also La Roche. I think this was one of my favorite looks all day. If you didn't see the red carpet, you probably didn't know that those butterfly details on her arms actually moved. Like, the wings flapped, so it came to life. Look at that makeup, guys. It's flawless. Look at those earrings. That bustier, that piping is great. She looked so good. If you know me, you know that I'm a big Bridgerton fan, and the Bridgertons were at the Met. We had Simone Ashley, we had Phoebe, we had Jonathan Bailey. So let's start with Simone Ashley. She wore a navy blue sequined gown by Prabal Gaurang. Phoebe was the first person ever to attend the Met wearing custom Victoria Beckham. And then the ever handsome and dapper Jonathan Bailey. They looked beautiful. I have to say my favorite out of the three was Phoebe. I think the color was beautiful. She looked angelic. She looked beautiful. It was soft. It was flowing. There was a peekaboo going on. And Jonathan Bailey, guys, he had two flowers he wanted to show off. The first one obviously is by his chest and then by his waist. I think Simone Ashley is beautiful. Her skin is beautiful. She has a beautiful body. I mean, the dress fit her really well, but I think she could have done better. And I don't know what that has to do with gardens and timeless beauty. She is a timeless beauty, but what about the dress is so timeless? I don't know. If you know, please let me know. So the next one we're going to talk about is someone who went totally different than everyone else. She also wore one of the favorite colors of the night. I'm talking about like a nude tan. She is Tyla. Look at that, guys. She's wearing Balmain. It's basically sand on that gown. It is cut to perfection. Like, look at her body. If you guys didn't watch the red carpet, maybe you guys didn't know, but people were literally lifting her up from step to step to step because she can't even move in that freaking gown. But damn, she looked timeless. Sand going through the fingertips, time passes. It wasn't on the nose because everyone else was doing flower and garden, and that makeup is beautiful. Her skin is glowing. She's also holding a hourglass with sand slipping. So if you didn't get it, now you get it. From one Grammy winner to another really hot and happening singer. Okay, she's won how many awards, guys? I'm talking about Dua Lipa. She came in a custom Marc Jacobs gown. Her fiery red hair set off against that black and white monochromatic look. There was feathers going on. There's netting going on. The trail is humongous. I am not that big a fan of this look. Okay, it's a little goth. It's a little skaterish, but she looks great. And I'm a fan of that hair for sure. It's the Met Gala. You know who is a mainstay at this? The Kardashians. They are everywhere. The Kardashians are also here year after year. The first one I'm going to talk about is Kylie Jenner. She was looking so beautiful, and if I can I say the word simple? Like, this is a Kylie that we haven't really seen out there. But I feel like this year she has gone for that fresh-faced, youthful, ethereal look, and she captured it over here. She's known for those overtly sexy outfits, especially at the Met. Here, she's looking sexy as well, but in a really elegant way. She's wearing custom Oscar de la Renta. It's a cream color. It's vintage, guys. Look at that, the cone detail in the bustier. And then you have that ankle length cut. From Kylie, let's go to her older sister, Kim Kardashian. Whereas Kylie was kind of muted and minimalistic, Kim obviously was not. She's wearing custom Maison Margiela, and I think she looks beautiful in that center studio photo. But on the red carpet, I couldn't get over that sweater. I am a girl who loves sweaters. Okay, I love the color gray, but I don't think she was holding it really well. While she was going up the stairs and taking all those photographs, she kept fidgeting with it. She didn't know how she wanted to place it. But in that studio photo, I think it looks fabulous. But guys, forget about the sweater for a second. Can we talk about how tiny her waist is? Like, that corset, I feel like 4 people are probably tugging on it to get it this small. Her waist is tinier than my 3-year-old's hourglass figure. Like, that's what it was. But can we also talk about that dress? Like, the metallic corset with the metallic applique flowers throughout the, trail. I think she looked really good. But I couldn't get over that sweater fidgeting. Okay, and I couldn't get over just how tiny her waist was. So from her, we're going to the other Jenner Kardashian sister, and that is Kendall Jenner. She looks obviously totally different than her 2 sisters. Kendall is wearing archival Givenchy by Alexander McQueen. I don't know about Garden, but I got like cowgirl vibes. Okay, guys, don't kill me, but those tassels on her arms were really giving me that vibe. And if you know her, you know that she loves horses. But the color is really beautiful, like that bronzed, deep copper detail on her neck. And look at that V-neck. Like, look how deep it is. I mean, if you have a body like Kendall, you can wear freaking anything. And she is showing just how tall and statuesque she is. Like, look at that center picture. Like, not a lot of people have good profiles, but Kendall Jenner has a very beautiful profile, guys. So let's leave the Kardashians behind and let's go to old world Hollywood. I know when we think old world, we think the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, but compared to the new generation, I guess these are considered old world Hollywood, divas now. So first here we have Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman is wearing basically a recreation of a 1950s couture gown by Cristobal Balenciaga. Throughout the night, she was talking about the inspiration, the photograph she had seen. And so literally they recreated this, and I am a fan of monochromatic looks, so I liked it. I also liked how the white was giving the hard, the tailoring, and the black was giving the volume and the softness. Usually you would associate hardness with black and softness with white, but she does the opposite here. So I really like that. And then next to her, we have Sarah Jessica Parker. Sarah Jessica Parker is also a mainstay at the Met, and every year people look forward to what she is, gonna wear. Maybe it's her Sex and the City days, but she always delivers. She does something different, And here we have her in an ornate Richard Quinn gown and headpiece. Like, is a fascinator? I think that is the word that's used in UK. I don't know. But look at the shape of the dress. It's totally different than what other women wore to the gala. Look at her with jewelry. Look at that headpiece. The color, once again, is a color every other person was wearing. I feel like if 200 people showed up at the Met, 150 of them were wearing this exact color and this exact detail. That being said, we are going to talk about Penelope Cruz here. Like, she is a freaking beauty, guys. She went for the exact opposite mood and vibe than Sarah Jessica Parker. She is wearing this off-the-shoulder black tiered gown by Chanel. Chanel and Penelope go hand in hand. If Penelope shows up somewhere not wearing Chanel, I'm kind of shocked, but they make such a good partnership. Like, look at her. She is beautiful. Look at that side swept hair. I love it. So a little bit of the old school actresses to the new school. Here we are gonna go to Sydney Sweeney, guys. And Sydney Sweeney looks so different. The blonde, the curls, the voluminous hair, it was gone. This is Sydney Sweeney, guys. Look at that. Sydney Sweeney is wearing a Miu Miu gown with leather gloves and the hair to match those black leather gloves. I heard that she wanted to look like Cinderella, and she has shown up looking like a moody Cinderella. So from Sydney Sweeney, let's go and talk about some of the other singers, that graced the Met Gala. The first I'm gonna talk about is Lana Del Rey. This gown, whether you like it or love it, people are definitely talking about it. It's a custom gown by Alexander McQueen. Like literally, there's branches on her. She's surrounded by netting. More than a gown, guys. You can't see it in that picture, but she was wearing this shoe and it was so weird looking and so distracting. It didn't go with her gown. It was like white and it looked like a clog. Her makeup is looking really nice. As far as the gown goes, it is not one of my favorites, I have to say. Now the next one is another favorite look of mine. Remember the first one was Mona Patil's. This is my second favorite out of the whole night, simply because it was a totally different color than everyone else. We are talking about Shakira, okay? Look at her. She looks phenomenal. Shakira is wearing Carolina Herrera. Look at those diamonds. Look at those cutouts. They're all at the right places. She is looking like a flipping red rose, okay? Whereas Sydney Sweeney wanted that Cinderella vibe. I feel like she is the rose from Beauty and the Beast, guys. Other people were carrying roses down the red carpet, and here she is a literal rose. Like, look at the ruffle detailing. Look at that train. She is looking so beautiful. She has her signature hair going on. And I loved it, like I said, simply because it was so different than everyone else. Even if you didn't catch the red carpet, just watching this video, you get to see how everyone is wearing like the same thing, the same colors. And then she comes and she's a breath of fresh air. Okay, so now we are gonna go to Camila Cabello. Now, Camila Cabello wore, like I said, one of the hot favorite colors, of the night. She's wearing a lace-up V-neck metallic dress by Ludwig de Saint-Cernin. I cannot pronounce that, guys. And as you can see, there's like no roses or flowers on her dress, but the dress is tattered. And while listening to the red carpet, I heard that she wanted the feel to be like as you're going through the garden, things catching up on it and causing snares. So that's what that is supposed to be. But forget about the dress. She had one of the best accessories of the night, and that was her handbag. It is a literal ice block with a rose in it. So as she went down the red carpet, as she gave her interviews, as she posed for pictures, that ice was literally melting in her hands. And have you ever held a little ice cube? That thing hurts after a while. She's holding a big block here, guys. I thought that was great. And she literally talked about how it was representing the passage of time, that time stops for no one and time doesn't stop for anybody. But damn, looking at her, it might stop for some. So, like Zendaya, who showed up at the Met Gala after a few years, we have another person who came to the Met Gala after years. And I'm thinking 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. And she is Demi Lovato, guys. Demi Lovato is wearing a custom Prabal Garang gown. As you can see, they are posing here together, and that silver, her body, that neckline, the diamonds, the applique of the roses, the flowers. I wouldn't call them roses, the flowers. It was beautiful. Like, she looked so confident, from her hair to her makeup to the way the gown fits her. I think Prabal did a very good job with her. And I know she's wearing those flowers just like 90% of the people there, but at least it's a different color. At least it's not a blush, and it's not a tan, and it's not a nude, and at least it is a harder color. So from one diva to the next, here we have a Cardi B. Cardi B had a whole show she put on, guys. Like, that dress, I don't know how many hours went into this. Every single designer had hundreds of thousands of hours going into these dresses, but this had hundreds and thousands of yards of fabric going into it. She is wearing an organza gown by Windowson. She is not one of my favorite looks, guys, but she was there to put on a show, and she did. It was kind of funny as she was making her way and maneuvering herself for the photos. She was literally telling each, handler what to do and how to place her gown. So that was really funny. So from her, we're gonna go to Lizzo. Here is Lizzo. This is another one of my not so good looks, okay? I don't understand this look at all. The color just blends into her skin tone, so you can't even notice like the work and the detailing that has gone on. It's a custom mesh a Wayne Sancho dress. She looks like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast. She looked different. You know, there's a big construction on the top and the bottom flows up, you know, like a flower shape. So I get that. But I just didn't get this color on her. From Cardi B to Lizzo, how can we not talk about Nicki Minaj? This is by Marni's Francisco Risso. So yeah, she has the appliques going on just like you know, everyone else, but they stand out because the color she's wearing stands out like an actual floral sculpture, you know, a sunny day with flowers. That length is really different than what everyone else was wearing. So she was wearing a short number here. Not one of my favorites, but I think she did better than Cardi B and Lizzo. So after these women, let's talk about a guy, guys, and I want to talk about Usher. He's wearing a custom cape look by Alexander McQueen. Guys, he looks like freaking Batman with that black cape, black everything going on. That hat didn't make any sense to me, but at least he tried. Okay, especially when he took that cape off, I thought that looked really good. You know, Usher is not known for wearing layers and layers of clothing. So I was like, Usher, why are you under so much clothing? He's holding like melty rose, you know, the rose is melting, passage of time, decay. I guess that's what he's going for over here. Now, let's get to the models and supermodels of today. The first, we have the beautiful Gigi Hadid. She's wearing Tom Brown. When she walked that red carpet, I loved it. Like, her hair was beautiful. Her makeup was beautiful. I love jewel tone lips, and that's what she gave us. The white with the black trim with the flower appliques, you know, I just thought she looked really good. It moved really well. After her, we get to Cara Delevingne, and she looks like someone who came from, you know, the medieval times because of the headpiece. She's wearing a custom Stella McCartney. But yeah, not a favorite look of mine. Aside from the ruching, I think the ruching on the skirt is really nice. I also like this back detail, but the headpiece just kills me because if the theme was passage through medieval times, I would get it, you know? So from her, let's get to Kaya Gerber. Guys, she paid homage to her mother, the supermodel Cindy Crawford, like no other. She couldn't look more like Cindy Crawford if she tried. Here she's wearing a shimmery Prada gown. And when I say paying homage to her mother, I mean, look at that hair. Like the big voluptuous hair from the 90s. That is the vibe that Kaya is giving off. Not a really interesting dress, not a dress that stands out. It's not over the top, it's not editorial, but it's pretty. And it's not just her, guys. Most of the looks this season were not that editorial and not that avant-garde and over the top. I don't want to sound like it's not a work of art because it is. A lot of time and effort and money goes into these gowns, but it just isn't something that is so memorable. And I feel like most of the people this season were not memorable. Here I have two couples. We have Dwayne Wade and we have Gabrielle Union. And we have Rita Ora and Taika Waititi. Let's talk about Rita Ora first, guys. She's wearing a mesh bodysuit, you know, and over that bodysuit is like hundreds and hundreds of beads that range from, you know, blacks and pinks and oranges and blues. And it's by Tom Ford, and her husband, Taika, he is wearing this head to toe leather jacket, leather shirt, leather pants, brown boots by Marni. They complement each other. This dress kind of stood out because it's barely there. Her body is amazing, so she can pull it off. But you know what she reminded me of? Like in the old school Bollywood movies, and homes would have rooms, you know, with beading. Like they literally had beads to serve as a passageway from one room to the other. That's what it was looking like for me. And then on the other hand, Gabrielle here is wearing a custom Michael Kors. It's an ombre effect that looked really pretty. But guys, instead of a garden, she was looking more like a mermaid to me, but beautiful color. And you can't really tell on this photo, but Dwayne Wade's Versace lilac suit complemented her lilac on her bustier. That skin tone of Dwayne Wade's, that color on Dwayne Wade, it looked fabulous. Now going from one athlete, Dwayne Wade, to some others, we have the Williams sisters and Maria Sharapova. So these tennis Grand Slam champions graced the Met Gala's red carpet. Serena Williams here is wearing Balenciaga. Venus Williams is wearing Marc Jacobs, and Maria Sharapova is wearing Prabal Garang. If I had to pick the winner out of the three of these, I would pick Venus Williams hands down. Venus Williams looks tall and statuesque, and the beading, the sequins on her gown looked amazing. Okay, look at that color on her. Look at that makeup. Look at that hair. It was timeless looking. Serena, I know, has 24 Grand Slams, so she is used to gold. But damn, girl, did you really have to wrap that gold all around you? Like, I did not like that dress at all. And then you have Maria Sharapova, that chartreuse color. Like, once again, she was wearing a color that no one else was wearing, so she did stand out, so I applaud her for that. But Maria, we know you're a tennis player, girl. You didn't have to show up as a tennis ball. Okay, guys, so that is the end of my list. Now, obviously, I don't have every single look here. I just grabbed a few that caught my attention for various reasons. You guys let me know in the comment section, who did you think was the best dressed and worst dressed? And also, did you guys find this year's theme a little too plain? Before heading out, guys, please also like and share and subscribe. It'll help me out, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye-bye!